Hello, hello, my lovely people. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. So, I don't want to hold y'all much longer. I did promise you all an update on my home buying journey, where I'm at in the process, and just share my thoughts with you all in case some of you all have been on the same journey with me or where you are in this journey. Just share with you where I'm at and where my thoughts are, and let's just talk about it openly. This is a very complex topic to talk about with people, especially when you talk about finances and making such a huge decision in your life. You know what I'm saying? Buying a home. So as you can tell by my thumbnail, it was a picture of an older house and there's a picture of a new house. So let me tell you what my thoughts were and what I think I've come to the conclusion. And it could always change because I have to crunch the numbers. So everyone knows that I'm self-employed means that I have to generate money on my own strength. So one of the ways I generate money is through my notary business, and I do 1099 independent contractor work. So that's how I generate my income. Well, over the past couple of years, I've had issues because of my income being up and down, and also with credit score issues. So it's always been either my income was good, but my credit score wasn't good, or my credit score was good, my income wasn't good, or however, that goes. It never was where it needed to be for either the USDA loan or traditional conventional loan with a credit union or a major bank. So I was like, okay, gosh, Nikki, are you ever going to be able to purchase a home? So I like, well, maybe I should go the non-traditional route, right? So I like, well, what does that look like? How much money would I have to save up to purchase a home? And do I want to do like a sub 2 type of deal? Because I am in some wholesaling groups where sub 2 means that you just take over the existing mortgage from the person and just take over payments. Like say if they're in a foreclosure status, or say they've forgotten behind on a mortgage, so they need someone to come in, step in and take over the mortgage payments, and they can move on to probably get a rental place and save up to buy another home while you still paying the mortgage, so it won't look like they got a bankruptcy on their record. So I was looking into that. I'm like, but then, the bank can call, do mortgage. They can call the mortgage, do just like that. So I really don't want to be in a house comfortable, and all of a sudden the bank find out and they want me to, all of a sudden me and my family got to uproot and leave. So I might not want to do that. I know what people do. I know you can do it, but I just didn't want to take that chance. So then I was like, okay, well, Nikki, what about rent to own? But then I seen rent to own, you have to pay so much money per month for so many years, and then you have to still go to the bank to apply to qualify to purchase the home. So say, to get in the home, you may not have to have that much, that strong enough credit or income, but you do, have to be approved that you could pay the payments each month. But then after a certain amount of years, you got to go to an actual bank and apply. Well, if you're paying $2,500 a month, when does that give you time to work on your credit or the things that you need to work on, or even save up $10,000, $20,000, whatever it may be, to go and apply for a mortgage at a traditional bank? So I was like, well, the rent to own might not be the option for me. And then I thought about just getting me like a fixer-upper. Well, as you all know, I mentioned a couple months ago about me finding this mobile home where I had to pay, they wanted me to put $9,800 down and move into the mobile home, and the mortgage payments would have been $1,200 a month for I think 15 years. Well, I got an attorney involved in that situation. The attorney was like, well, if they're not willing to let me look over your documents, or any attorney look over your documents, this might be something you might not want to do. And then also the property, it didn't have an AC unit. Somebody stole the AC unit and it needed a lot of work done to it. Mind you, it was 2.5 hours away from where I currently live. So that means I would have to live in my current property and travel up there however much I need to travel up there and work on the place to get it to livable. You know what I'm saying? That means I would have had to install cameras to make sure nobody break into the place when I wasn't there. It just was a lot. Then I'm like, well, jobs, I do gig work. Is there any gig opportunities up there? How would I still generate income? At the time, I was working from home, but then a lot of the work from home jobs I do are seasonal, so that might work a couple months and then the job ends, then another one pick up. So that's how I am with my work from home job. Well, maybe I could, then my mobile notary. I'm not a notary in South Carolina, so that means I have to become commissioned in South Carolina, become a notary. I could open up a signing service and still, do it like that, but I still would have to be, it's just a lot. It was a lot, y'all. It's a lot. I'm sorry. So then I got back into my wholesaler groups on Facebook, and I'm like, well, I could save up some money and purchase a home from a wholesaler who's trying to get their first gig. Maybe they come across a home for like $10,000-$15,000 trying to sell, and I can purchase a home and fix it up. Live in my home that I'm renting now, live in this home, and then buy that home from the wholesaler and be working on fixing it, because I'm not in an urgency, thank God, to have to move, but I do have a game plan when I do want to move. And I'm like, well, maybe that may not work. Maybe it work, maybe not work. So then I was like, well, maybe I just want to go the traditional route, fix the things on my credit report, which you should do anyway, and then buy me like a $125,000 house. So I found me a little house that was like $147,000. It was for sale for owner. Oh my God, I fell in love with this house. It was like a little cute 2-1 cottage. It had plenty of yard. I could see myself gardening. I could see my flowers. I could see my great nieces and nephews out there playing. And one day my grandchildren out there playing. I could see family cookouts and just gatherings and everything. Well, the house got sold. $147,000. Cute. Just enough for me to take care of as I'm getting older. I don't want a 4 or 5 bedroom house. I don't want a 4 bedroom. I don't want a big house. I want something small enough for me to maintain and keep up on my own strength. Because my children eventually going to be getting out and doing their own. But I still want space for them to come back and live if they need to live. Stuff like that. So that got gone. So then I came across another person on, I think it was like Instagram, and they was like, no mortgage home. And I'm like, what's a no mortgage home? Because that's all I do. I do research on this situation, on this topic. So what they're doing is they purchased land, or they had gifted land. I'm not quite sure the backstory, but I do know they're building their own house. They're building their own house, meaning they bought the land. The land is already covered. They're buying the supplies and building their house bit by bit. So when it gets this amount of money, they buy this, they start building on their house, and they do it themselves. And what they can't do, they subcontract out. So I was thinking like, Nikki, that might be your next thing. But I'm like, well, Nikki, that's a lot of work. You a woman, you can do stuff, but there's a lot of things you're going to need to hire out. And then I'm like, well, maybe I just need to break down the cost. So let me tell you what I'm at. And then I thought about Habitat, but I'm like, well, I really don't want to wait for Habitat to go through all that to wait. It's a great program. Whoever own it or thinking about doing it, I think you should. And NACA, all of it. It's a process. Hopefully you don't have to move soon, but it's a process. Okay, so where I'm at in my home buying journey is thinking strongly about purchasing some land, going to that county zoning department, making sure that I can build a home on that land. And then I've been looking at Build a Box. I don't know if you heard of that company. It's Build a Box. They have housing plans on their website that you could purchase, and then everything is there. You just have to have the land, and you have to get the permit. You have to submit the permits and all that kind of stuff. But Build a Box, Build a Home Box. I think that's the name of it. I do apologize, but that's where I'm thinking about going. That's what I'm thinking about doing. And I can always get like a little storage unit and start buying my cabinets. When I see cabinets at the Habitat Restores on clearance or on Facebook Marketplace, I can start buying my cabinets and storing it there. My fixtures, my lights, even carpeting, any kind of stuff I want in the house. I can start buying that stuff and put it in storage and pay a little storage bill. But as I come across this stuff, and people give away stuff, it's houses on Zillow and Realtor.com now that people couldn't even finish building the house, and they just sitting in the house that they just purchased and can't even use. Everything just being sold with the house. So I'm sitting out in my car, y'all. It's extremely hot. But that's where I'm at right now. Buying some land and building my house mortgage free. Yeah, I'm scared. Because I've never done this before, but people do it. I cannot emphasize enough, to know that I'm building a house, and after everything is said and done, after the sweat, the frustration, the aggravation, the money, the hard working, like me going out here every day grinding, and I'm buying sheetrock, I'm buying, this and that, that's going to be going towards my house, it motivates me. You need something in this life with everything that goes on to help motivate you, and that just motivates me. It really just makes me want to go out there. It really do. It makes me be more creative about ways to make money, to make my dreams a reality. And I just want to share this with you all, because I know some of you have asked me, Nikki, where you at with buying you a house? Are you still going through NAC? Are you going through Habitat? Girl, what are you doing? And this is where I'm at. Buying some land, half an acre. If I can find more, it is what it is. But just to know, buy that land, secure that land, make sure it's zoned properly, and build me a house on my land. I own the land and I own the house. After that house is built, I won't owe no bank, no interest on the money that I'm borrowing from them. All of that will be money I've worked hard to generate, to buy, to make, and to put towards building my house on land that I own. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with my home buying process. So the only thing is, land is expensive. You have to find enough. I seen some land for $12,000. You sometimes can. Sometimes you can find land for sale by owner. You can. And they'll give you your chance to make payments. And then sometimes land banks, you can find land, but they be like in Colorado, places where it ain't nothing going. That's not why I'm looking for North Carolina, land in North Carolina. I know I'll probably have to be in the outskirts somewhere, boonies. That's fine. I will figure this out, because I know if I could figure out, and I'm just being honest with y'all, if I could figure out how to generate $50,000, I could figure out how to generate $50,000 for the rest of my days. And once you start learning how to be creative and generate income, it just keeps going up from there. I got a digital product. I don't know if it's live on my YouTube, but please check it out. Give you multiple ways to make $100,000 a year. I have a digital product. Check it down in the description. I hope it's in my store link. It's in the store link on my YouTube channel. I hope that it's active. I put my best blood, sweat in that to help y'all all think creative, think outside the box, things that you can do without a college degree, without hell even a high school diploma, things that your skills and your talents that you possess inside of you that you can do. Check it out in my store description in my YouTube. It's a digital product. You purchase the product and you download it onto your device, your tablet, your computer, your cell phone. And it just give you a whole bunch of list of things that you could do to generate $100,000. I'm on the same thing as y'all. Same thing. And as I figure out and find out more ways to generate income, that I don't have to take as much physical effort, I will share this with y'all. Some people like physical effort. I like to move my body, because when I get too much in my head, I can't sit at the house. I have to move my body. I have to be doing things. I have to actively be moving, right? But the digital products, you make it one time and you put it out in the universe and you just pray over it and you just let manifest that it's going to bring forth what it needs to bring forth. And that's what I'm hoping that you all do. Tap into my resource down in my store link on my YouTube channel. It's a digital product, and it lists a whole bunch of different ways for you all to generate $100,000. I'm not even going to say a year. I don't even want to put a limit on y'all. You could generate $100,000 in a day. You could generate $100,000 in a month. Hell, you could even generate $100,000 in an hour. It's all about your mindset. Okay? So that's where I'm at with my home buying journey, in case you all been wondering. But if you have done this as well, built your house brick by brick, if you had to buy one brick a week, one brick every day, go out, hustle, whatever you had to do, please share with us how you've done it. Like I said, I will be sharing with you all more about me purchasing land. I will be sharing with you all more about, me going to the zoning board and find out exactly what's allowed, what's not allowed, getting on the permits if I didn't already repeat that. I'm just excited. I'm just so freaking excited. I finally figured out, like, God has told me, like, Nikki, this is what you need to do. You need to just go build you a house debt-free, mortgage-free, brick by brick, plank by plank. And that's where I'm at. And I just want to take you all with me. You're going to have haters out there. You're going to have people that don't believe in you. You're going to have people that say, oh, you can't do that. You're a woman. Or you can't do that. You ain't never built no house before. That's okay. Watch me. And thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.